There have now been 4 flying objects shot down in North American airspace in just the past 8 days. The first one was that Chinese surveillance balloon the U.S. military took out February 4th off the South Carolina coast. Then Friday, the U.S. downed an object in northern Alaska. Saturday, an object over Canada was shot down. Then just yesterday, another object shot down over Lake Huron. Unbalanced host Leland Vittert joins us now. So Leland, you're chuckling a bit. You know, one thing we know for sure, China was behind the first balloon, right, according to U.S. intelligence. But if China is behind the others, why is that not being confirmed at this point?
There's 2 answers, both of which are unsettling. One is because we don't know who's behind these other 3 objects.
Right.
The other answer is that the administration has decided they don't want to anger or call out or shame and name the people who are behind it, being the Chinese or somebody else. What's confounding is we have a $1 trillion defense budget. We have the most capable, or we are told the most capable military in the world. For the first time, not in a while, but the first time in history, a object, a balloon, whatever you want to call it, was shot down over U.S. territory, not for one time, but 4 times in 8 days, as you laid out. And still, we are almost treating this like, oh, well, you know, it's just sort of something that happens. If you listen to the defense secretary, well, it's not aliens, don't worry about it. Well, what else should we do but worry?
And agreed, you know, we're getting these multiple briefings, but we're not really getting any new information. China, meantime, is saying, you know, hey, the U.S. has done this to us multiple times. We've now confirmed we've shot down at least one of these objects that belongs to China. So because we've at least done it one time, and we know it's China's, are we now exposing ourselves as a country, our safety, et cetera, et cetera?
You break it down in a couple of different ways. You know the Chinese are lying when their lips are moving. Remember, first it wasn't their balloon. Then it was a meteorological balloon that went off course.
Right.
Then the U.S. was hyperventilating by shooting it down. Now they've had 10 of our balloons over their sky. So spare me. But what I think it shows is, and we have the picture of Xi Jinping and President Biden up, is President Biden really wanted this détente with China. And at least so far, he's not getting it. And the question is, what are the Chinese going to be able to extract? And we're not hearing from the president any kind of red lines. The Chinese respect strength. President Biden's campaign promise was he was going to stand up to the world's dictators and the world's bullies.
Right.
So far, the Chinese are continuing to get away with more and more and more. And about the last 3 objects that were shot down, if they were higher up, would they have not been shot down? What are the rules? What is the world supposed to think about violating American airspace? And so far, the commander-in-chief hasn't said.
All right. Well, speaking of things being said, the former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo commented on these reports of balloons in U.S. airspace during the Trump administration. It was an exclusive interview debuting on Leland's show tonight. Let's take a listen to a snippet here.
Nobody's confirmed that that's true. No, nobody's confirmed that there were balloons the size of 3 buses transiting continental United States. I haven't seen anybody confirm. I don't know. I'm certainly not aware that that happened. I can't imagine that that happened on our watch.
All right, Leland. So we're hearing from Pompeo there. What else did he have to say?
He talked a lot about that, and then he, interestingly enough, talked a little bit about Nikki Haley, right, who's going to announce for president coming up. And what we're seeing is this huge opening right now when it comes to national security issues, because it really seemed like for a while, and certainly if you listen to President Biden's State of the Union, he wants to define the 2024 presidential race about domestic economic issues. Mike Pompeo, Nikki Haley, and other Republicans would love nothing more than to define the presidential race on the issue of national security.
Right.
And that's what we're starting to see, and that's what these balloon incidents are allowing to have happen.
Right, and balloon incidents happening so frequently now.
Who had balloon incidents on their bingo card, right?
Yeah. Exactly. All right, Leland.
At least they're not aliens.
Thank you so much. Well,
yeah.
Maybe. Thank you so much for that, Leland. You can hear more of that interview with former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo during On Balance. That is tonight at 7 Eastern, and it's right after rush hour. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.